All right, moment of truth. Let's see how this looks. It is very promising. That blue sticks out a lot. I did use it up here, so it goes all this way without it, and then I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little concerned about that blue. It is in a very notorious spot. That was right before separating for the sleeves. What I could do so that I don't rip it out is that this green is also very bright. What if the color immediately after that is also this very bright blue so that it looks like a stripe instead of a singular, very notorious, bright color? I think that could work. I think that's my only option, because otherwise I'll need to rip out the separating of the sleeves, and I do not want to do that at all. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, crisis averted, hopefully. When I reached this color, I learned about color dominance, which is why these stitches are a lot prettier and more defined than the vast majority of the stitches that are above. Oh well, it is what it is. It's a learning experience. I had never worked holding two colors in knitting in this way, so I had no idea that there was a color dominance at all. I think that someone who's not a knitter would never notice. And it looks very cute. I do really like the way that it looks. I'm very, very happy with the way that it's looking. And we're gonna fix that issue. Make it look like it was on purpose, and that's all that matters. Do I still hate the way that the collar looks once it's on? I don't think it bugs me as much once it's on. It's hard to tell. Maybe I won't rip it out. The cast on will still be very ugly. I did a very bad job with the cast on. But does it really draw that much attention? Maybe. Maybe it doesn't.
Something gets, like, if the recipe is locked in and it's ready to be dyed on base samples and get ready to be photographed, that also goes here. So these are like all the base samples that have come dialed it in and dyed across all of the, and then we put all of our swatches over here too. And as when we get like tea samples in and stuff, it's really cool. It's fun to me. I really get excited about stuff like this because it just feeds that like creative energy and it makes it, and it's again very like assembly line style. We'll have a full station here, just packaging pouring orders from what we call the library.
Oh, I love yellow.
Very efficient to do this. Yeah, that's right. So then I'll take you through the kind of how we store everything that's been made for a collection and for in stock. So here on the end is kind of our bit of random market things. We have all of our knitting needles, crochet hooks, Tunisian crochet hooks, some other odds and ends, stitch markers. Please tell me more about these because these have your name on it, and
I finally finished the second sleeve. Now I just need to work on the body, and ideally, I want to redo the collar. So those are the only two things that are left, but I'm gonna try on my sweater for the first time ever since I finished the first sleeve. So let's do that. So here we are. Let's see. Cross my fingers I did not mess up terribly in some manner. Okay. Okay. So this is how long the sleeves are. I don't mind how short they are. I am playing yard chicken. I might have overcorrected though by like how little yarn I'm using on the sleeves, but I love the fit of them. I love it. And honestly, I don't mind that length because I'm probably just, I like to push my sleeves up anyway, so it works for me that they're a bit on the shorter side. So I have a whole 100-gram ball left of my main color. And I have a lot of the contrasting colors, I'm not worried about that. But so this video is gonna come out after I did all of the analysis on you know, what ease do I like my sweaters, what lengths and stuff. I think what I want is a cropped sweater. So like 9.5 to 10 inches of length after the separation, like the armpits. But maybe instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the sweater that I use to base the sizing that I chose for this sweater, calculate how long it is, and just do that. She wants my attention. Oh my god, don't you dare claw at it. Okay. Don't claw at it. Okay. All that to say, I'm gonna go into my closet and go look for that sweater, measure it, and then I'll just make it to whatever length that is. And hopefully I'll have enough yarn for it. I'm hoping I will. Or I'll just get to as close as I can. I did trim her nails yesterday, so hopefully she's not gonna cause a lot of damage. Oh my god, Kitty. You are making me very anxious. Okay, you gotta get off. Whoop. Okay, another modification that I'm considering doing is instead of doing like a normal rib at the bottom, maybe I'll do a split ribbing. I want to get this done. This video is supposed to come out on the 25th of March. And you know, I'm not making this sweater just for the video. I just really want to get it over with. I started this sweater right after Christmas, and it is March 7th. I want to get it over with. So I'm gonna shut up and start just working on the body. Hi friends, today is Saturday, March 9th. Today is going to be a really fun day because my husband left for work and then he's going to go to his friend's house later tonight to watch the UFC fight night. And that means that I have the house all for myself all day today and most of the day tomorrow. So I figured, what if I make a challenge for myself today? So I still need to work on the body of the Funfetti Raglan sweater. I am 6 inches so far. And I did calculate what is the length of my favorite sweater, and it is 12 inches. So that means that I am about halfway. I want to challenge myself to finish the body of the sweater 6 more inches, and to do the ribbing and to block it. I'm not going to include in there the braiding of the ends. Should I include that? I'm not exactly sure yet. But I definitely want to block it because I struggle so much with blocking my finished knits. It's just one of the most boring parts of the whole process for me anyway. So, that's my challenge. I have a lot of the Traitors USA to catch up on, and I have not even started watching Love is Blind. So, I have a lot of reality TV to watch today, and I'm very excited. It's like 9:45 maybe at this point. I have an extra strong tea that I left steeping a little too long. I have a couple of hard-boiled eggs for breakfast, and I have the dishwasher running, if you can hear that. And I also have a lot of laundry to do. So that's everything that I want to do today, but I think it's achievable. I should be able to achieve it. I've got all day to do 6 inches of ribbing on DK weight yarn. So let's do it. Very excited. Wish me luck. All right, checking in. It is 12:14 right now. With 37 grams of yarn, I've done 2 inches. I could do 37 more grams. That'll be 2 more inches. That'll be like, yeah, that'll be 74 grams. That means I'll have, what did I say? 74? That means I'll have 26 grams left. So I will not be able to make it to the 12 inches of body. But it would mean that I would have 10 inches in the body. So that would definitely be a cropped sweater. But, I'm playing yarn chicken. That's what you get for... No, I was gonna say, like, that's what I get for being cheap. But that's not actually what happened. What happened was I bought this in Spooner, Wisconsin, in a bookstore / yarn shop, and they only had 4 balls of this color, and I bought all 4 of them. That's why I've got the amount that I have. I really want to be done with this sweater today. Should I undo the collar? It doesn't look that bad when it's on. I will grant that to myself. The collar looks really ugly just by itself, but when it's on, it doesn't look that bad. I could just fix it later on. I really want to get this done. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so that's resolved. Then, when I'm done with the ribbing, I'll turn it inside out. I will braid. Should I braid them? But I'll definitely block this today. And then I'll block it inside out so that the braids can dry without taking a long ass time. And then we'll see what time it's gonna be. I mean, it took me 2 hours to do 2 inches. But you know, I'm also like getting up, doing laundry, and all that stuff. So hopefully I'll get this done this afternoon. And I will check. This has gone on too long already, so I will check in with you guys later. Alright, well, it is the next day. If you can tell from the look of my face, I am so tired. I completely forgot that last night was daylight savings time, hour change, and I started watching Love is Blind, and I watched 2 whole episodes, so that's a little over 2 hours. And all I got done... Okay, well, I finished the ribbing, and I started binding off with an Italian cast on, and this is all I got out of the entire body. Oh my god. And then I was just watching it, and I was just doing my thing, and I'm like realizing that it's taking me an insane amount of time, but I'm just going with it. And then I look at the time, and it somehow became 3 a.m. So I just had to, you know, accept defeat and go to sleep. It is 9:30 now. So yeah, I did not succeed at finishing the sweater yesterday. I severely underestimated how much more time I needed to make it. But it's still Sunday. I still don't really have any plans today other than just chill out, I guess. So I'm just gonna keep working on it. I'm gonna keep watching Love is Blind and keep working on this thing, and then I'll still block it today. So yeah, wish me luck again, please, and we'll see where we are in a few seconds. Hi friends, I am taking a 15-minute break. I'm working right now. And I figured I'd check in. Today's Monday. Good news is I did finish the ribbing on Sunday. The bad news is that I did try to undo the collar. If you already knew what was gonna happen, and maybe you were happy that I decided to not mess with the collar, yeah. No, yeah, you saw this coming. So, this is what it looks right now. If you have never tried to undo something starting with a cast on, if you've never tried undoing a ribbing starting with the cast on edge, then these are not live stitches. They just do not come undone. So I've been having to go 1 stitch at a time and undoing them. So because of the way that this sweater is constructed, you cast on, you do the ribbing, and then you immediately start with German short rows, which are over here at the front. So I have no idea how to do a lifeline on German shirt rows. If you have never made this mistake before, and if you ever consider to undo the cast on of a sweater on a ribbing cuff or anything, especially if immediately after you have like German short rows or some special stitch, don't do it. I don't want this update to be super long, but basically what I want to say is I did a half twisted rib where I twisted the knit, but this is the way that it looks with the knit twisted. You can't see that very well. I prefer the way that it looks on the back.
And if they were a variety of different lengths, you want to take scissors and trim them all to around 4 inches. New strand. We'll continue this. And that end bit looks a little bit messy, but you never know it on the right side.
Alright guys, are you ready for the final reveal? For you, it's only been maybe half an hour. For me, it's been 2.5 months of working on this. So drum rolls, please. Hey, isn't that freaking cute? So yeah, I am extremely happy. Extremely happy with the sweater. It is an excellent pattern. I'm gonna start with that. This is an absolutely excellent pattern. I've already bought a couple more Andrea Gaughan patterns because they're just, if they're all like this one, they're all gonna be really great. So if you're considering buying any of her patterns, absolutely go ahead. I endorse it. All of the reasons why I ever struggled was not due to the pattern. It was purely because of me and certain decisions that I was taking and just not paying attention, basically. So let's go through all of those things so we can wrap up this sweater and move on to spring knitting. And I say this as I see snowflakes falling. We're supposed to have a snowstorm tonight and in a few days, but I don't care. It is officially spring, so let's get on with spring knitting. So for the main color, I used Barocco Ultra Alpaca in the colorway Duncan. I used 400 grams, and I basically used all of it. I know that I wound up a little ball of leftover that I had, but I can't find it right now. I don't know where it is. But that plus this are all that I have left. So, I technically did use all the 400, and I was most definitely playing yarn chicken. Because of that, I did have to make the sleeves a little bit shorter than the shortest sleeve length that Andrea provides in the pattern, but I am very happy with the length of the sweater because, as I mentioned, I'm gonna roll them up anyway. I wanted to roll them up already, I just did it because I wanted to allow you guys to see the whole thing. So for the contrasting colors, I actually think I made my calculations incorrectly on how much yarn I actually used, considering that the yarns that I used were out of a bundle, so it was, I don't know, it was a little messy. Just updating Ravelry to show exactly how much I used, but I believe I used 180 grams of the contrasting colors. And I have so much more left. Honestly, I'm thinking that with the leftovers, I might make one of Andrea Gaughan's cowls that she released in February. I don't remember the name of it right now, but it is super cute. I have no idea when I'll have time to make it, but if I ever find myself with free time, I would absolutely make it with the scraps that I have. My dimensions for my sweater did come out to be exactly what she mentions in her schematic. I do have 1 inch less in circumference, but it's fine. I'm super happy with the way that my sweater looks, and I'm very happy with the length. I did actually knit it to the length that she recommends in her pattern. Wow, it's snowing kind of hard now. Uh, so yeah, the only issue that I had with the Ultra Alpaca was when I was frogging it and all of the little fibers would get on my nose and it would get itchy and I would start getting like a scratchy throat. Also, when I went to block it, it bled like crazy. I've never had a yarn bleed the way that the Ultra Alpaca did. I was generally very concerned about it affecting the contrasting colors in any way. In the pattern, it does say braid and then block it, but personally, if you're considering on making the sweater, I would recommend blocking it and then braiding it, because at least for me, considering I was playing Yarn Chicken, I feel like the alpaca, I feel like the yarn does have a lot of room to continue growing so that the sleeves could be a little bit longer, but the braids do not allow for any give. Having said that, braiding the ends was so extremely easy. I absolutely loved doing that technique. Andrea did post a video on her YouTube channel explaining how to do it. It's about 9 minutes long, and I was braiding it as I was watching her video, and I was able to finish before the video was done. It is absolutely a very quick way to not have to weave in so many ends. So I definitely recommend it, not just for this pattern, but for any other pattern where you think that it might work. Alright, it is finally time to go into why in the world did it take me so freaking long to get this sweater done. While it was my only knitting project that I was working on, I did start a crochet project. I've also mentioned in another video of mine that I want to do something very involved and time consuming to gift my husband for our first year anniversary. But yeah, there's just been other things going on, and I absolutely made mistakes and changed my mind with things. So first up, when I started working on the sleeves, silly me, I absolutely forgot to work my decreases. And by the time that I remembered, like a moron, that I need to work my decreases because I don't want a flowy sleeve, I was already down to like my elbows on the first sleeve, and finally started working my decreases. And then I had an issue with the contrasting colors. I made a mistake. I had to undo it yet again, and third time was the charm. It actually started working out really well. I immediately knew that I wanted to do twisted rib on the cuffs. So that is one modification that I made. So initially, I knew that I didn't want to do a knit one purl one normal ribbing. I decided to do a half twisted rib, and I twisted the knits. However, the back of that looked so much better than the right side. So I did eventually undo it, and what I did was I turned the sweater inside out and still worked the half twisted rib twisting the knits, but so that the wrong side could be on the outside. And I am so over the moon on how good it looks. The main No, it's not the main reason why it took me so long, but it absolutely took me back like a whole 5 days or something. Was I made the newbie mistake of undoing the cast on of the collar. Yeah, that was a freaking mess. But at least by that point, I had already done the bottom ribbing. I already knew that I wanted to do the half twisted rib, twisting the knits with the sweater inside out. So I did do that right away with the collar. So let me put this away. And look at that collar. It looks so freaking good. I am extremely proud of myself for, just pushing through it and getting it done. Yes, just so freaking happy. I'm so happy with the way that it looks. I'm so happy that I made it. And I can absolutely say that this is one sweater that I'm gonna wear the heck out of, because there is not a single thing about the sweater that I don't absolutely love. Also, I am about to talk about the Traitors US Season 2 and Love is Blind US Season 6. So if you are extremely sensitive to spoilers, go away now, right now. All right. The Traitors, I'm actually not going to spoil anything about the Traitors. It's absolutely great. I absolutely love this season. Go watch it if you haven't yet. And if you don't know what it is, it's a competitive show, almost like Survivor E, without the survival aspect of it, but with all of the backstabbing. And there's a US version, there's a UK version, there's an Australian version, there's like a whole bunch. So there's a lot of material to go binge. Now, Love is Blind. Alright, this is a little spoilery, but as a Latina woman who married a very white man, it was honestly very sweet to see that type of relationship represented in Love is Blind. I think that everyone, or most everyone, went with the absolute best intentions. Honestly, I do think that everyone went there with good intentions. Production is gonna produce, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna make people look bad. They're going to try to build narratives to create a villain. I honestly was watching it the whole time, and I'm just a civilian. So I'm watching it the whole time, just kind of allowing myself to be driven by production storyline. But I just kept trying to embrace my inner Dr. Honda and just telling myself, like, these people most likely do not wake up every morning and say, I'm gonna be a dickhole. You know what I'm saying? I was very happy to see just everyone with their emotions on their sleeves, willing to be vulnerable, willing to admit when they were wrong for the most part, and just trying to be better and trying to support the people that they decided to get engaged with and try to get married to. So yeah, I finished watching it all. I think it was yesterday. And I usually wait to watch the entire season before I go binge all of Dr. Kurt Honda's videos on it. If you don't know who he is, his channel is called Psychology in Seattle. He is a therapist and a professor. And he reacts to a whole bunch of different reality TV shows, usually Love is Blind, and also, why am I blanking on the name? 90 Day Fiancé. That's how I found him in like deep 2020 pandemic lockdowns. Yeah, I would just literally binge Dr. Honda every day. That was my sole form of entertainment before I even found out that knitting YouTube existed. So anyway, I have talked your ears off. I hope you guys enjoyed this different, new to me type of video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a like, give me a subscribe, and also check your subscriptions. I make a very strong effort personally of basing off. Oh, okay. I saw something running in the field, and it's just the outdoor cat of our street. You've probably seen her in some of my videos, the black and white cat. Why is she out in the cold? It's snowing so hard. Anyway, as I was saying, the algorithm is not always going to show you the people that you actually follow. So, I will leave you guys at that. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!